Hi everyone, it's Mark here again. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're a growing global community of over 150,000 now around the world across our 8 arts and culture LinkedIn groups. And as I often say, I don't get to meet all of those people, but when I do, it's a delight. And Ola David has joined me today. Ola has an initiative called Sustainable Artist, and she's one of our full members, for which many thanks. And I'm going to create Ola's fantasy cultural year from the answers to 10 easy questions. It's great fun and a lovely way to pull out anecdotes and surprises. So Ola, thank you for joining me from Leeds today. Would you like to say hi to everyone and tell us a little bit more about Sustainable Artist?
Hi everyone, my name is Ola. I'm the founder of Sustainable Artist. So Sustainable Artist was essentially created to help artists monetize their craft. There's obviously this stigma surrounding artists that it's a profession that doesn't allow you to make money. And so what we do is just really helping artists find opportunities in the arts, whether it's paid jobs, whether it's paid exhibition opportunities, commissions, artist residencies, fellowships, or accessing grants. So yeah.
That's great. Tell Jack Vetriano that there's no money in art.
Exactly.
Well, on behalf of all the people you will already have helped, thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank you.
It's great. I mean, we have lots of visual artists in our community, as you know, and I speak to several of them most days, and it's tough, you know.
Mm, mm,
One of the things, and I think we may have discussed this last time. One of the things I try and help our artists do is to capture their picture hook.
mm,
I call it the picture hook. It's a quality or a characteristic of the work that you do that allows people to notice you, to remember you, and to talk about you. Um,
mm.
and it's helped several in the past. So, for example, Rossi in Bristol is no longer an artist. She's an abstract oceanic artist. And Mark Noble in Somerset is the Turner of the 21st century.
Mm.
It's something, and quite often, it's not to do with the work itself. So, for example, one of our members, she only uses coffee and gold,
Wow.
and that's her thing. Another member only paints abstract for 10 minutes, and that's what you get. So
Wow.
he's not an abstract artist, he's the 10-minute painter, and
Mm.
and Ben, who did the work behind me, he hides computer chips in his
Wow.
canvases.
It's
And if you can
incredible.
find that with your smartphone, it'll play a video of the creation of the work.
That's
So
incredible. Wow.
that's his picture hook. So
Wow. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
helps because people, and often if things have a
Mm.
theme or some kind of pattern that links
Mm-mm.
them, they often become more collectible.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all different, but I would love to have all of these in one wall because
Mm.
it would be great. Anyway, I digress. I
Incredible. Yeah.
digress.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're going to have some fun now. I'll need to
Okay.
have Google ready just in case I want to try and find examples. So there are no wrong answers here.
Mm.
Okay, this is entirely up to you. And if you haven't got an idea, then throw it back at me if you wish. But in
Mm.
order to create your fantasy cultural year, I need to place you somewhere in the world,
Mm.
anywhere in the world. And I should also point out that I have a magic wand that
Mm.
works. I have a time machine that works, and I have a Star Trek transporter so I can put us anywhere we want to go.
Mhm.
So to place you somewhere in the world, I'd like to ask you, what's your favorite building?
Mm. My favorite building, then okay. So my favorite building is the Taj Mahal in India.
Mm.
I'm trying to be tricky here because you said it has to be a country that supports the arts. I guess
No,
India.
that's coming
Okay.
later.
Okay,
That's
okay,
coming
okay,
later.
okay,
So
okay, yeah.
any building you like.
Okay, okay, yes, yes. The Taj Mahal in India.
Taj Mahal. Have you been there?
No,
I
no.
haven't either. There was that famous photograph of Princess
Yeah,
Diana, wasn't there, sitting in
yeah.
front of it? A monument to love. Uh,
Yes, which is why I love it.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
incredible. It
it
really
is
is
incredible.
incredible. Excellent. Okay, that's great. Now,
Okay.
I'd like you to imagine that there is a pop-up cafe not far from the Taj Mahal, and you can see the building from it. It's 6 o'clock on a sunny, warm day. You've just had a lovely tour of the Taj Mahal, and you're
Mm.
sitting there basking in the sunshine and the love in that building, and there is a drink next to you.
Mhm.
What would I find there?
I would say I'm more of a cocktail person,
Okay,
so maybe a mojito.
nice. I
Yeah.
like a dirty mojito.
Okay.
With dirty mojito's got dark rum in it.
Mm,
That's nice.
okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, and there is a book next to you.
Okay.
Okay. And it can be your favorite book. It could be a book that's been with you all your life or even changed your life, or it
Okay.
could be a recent discovery. So
Okay.
what book would I find next to you?
The Bible.
There's no shortage of stories in there.
There's no shortage of stories in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Now you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've
Mhm.
just come from a meeting inside the Taj Mahal, okay,
Mhm.
with a wealthy Indian family foundation
Mhm.
who support research in the arts. And they also support emerging artists. And they
Mhm.
found out about the work that you're doing,
Mhm.
supporting emerging artists and helping them find a way to monetize their craft. It's a great phrase. I love that.
Mhm.
And they'd like to hire you for a year
Mhm.
at a huge fee. Okay.
Mhm.
Expenses, first class all the way. They would like you to travel the world and interview artists and galleries and museums to
Mhm.
create a league table of where emerging artists are supported best
Mhm.
and not, so that they can invest and support to try and level the playing field. Okay. Now, everything at home will be sorted out. Friends and family can come and visit you during the year. You've
Mhm.
got a personal assistant who will keep the business going and doing the work. Does that sound like a fun project?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good, good. Fantasy cultural year. So all you have to do is to decide where you're going to start.
Mhm.
You can start your year anywhere in the world.
Mhm. Okay, so since I'm based in England, I might as well start where I am, rather than traveling to come back. So I'll start in England because I feel like this country is one of the countries in the world that really supports the arts through organizations like Art Council. They have so much funding available, even to the extent that it's not always fully used. So they're trying to get more people to apply for grants. So I would definitely start with England. Do you want me to tell you why?
Yeah,
Or
please.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I will start in England because I feel like they've already got the framework in terms of how they support the arts, not only through institutions but also through legislation as well. For instance, art is a mandatory subject in schools. In some places, they might feel like it's not necessary because it's not, the maths, the English, the science. But there's art is in secondary school, and there are art sessions in primary schools as well. So that sort of modeling the importance of having art sort of instilled in every part of life, as well as, when you do graduate. I mean, if you go to uni, there are art courses. Everywhere you go, pretty much there is art, in the buildings, sculptures in the town centres, and so on. So I feel like starting in England creates that framework in terms of legislation to help to prioritize art, the funding needed to help to support those that are creative. And I think because of the colonial legacy of England, although some people say it's really negative, there are positives that they've left sort of how can I say they've left a template of how to run certain institutions in many countries, and that's why you have the British Council. So I'm from Nigeria, and it's a former British colony, and you can still see the legacy of the English being in Nigeria. The same thing with India. So in England, they've already got that way of they have pilot schemes that can be applied in different places and obviously adapted. So I feel like starting in England would be good to see a model. as to what works. Yeah, so that's the first country.
Great, excellent. So what city in the UK would you like to start in?
I would say London.
Okay.
Um, I would say London. Then it's a mix between London and Liverpool. And I say Liverpool because Liverpool is known for the arts. I guess because of people like, well, groups like the Beatles and a lot of bands came out of there as well. So I would say London, because of the galleries that are in London and so
Yeah.
on, yeah, and the
Okay.
arts.
Excellent. Yeah, that's England is a good choice. I think we were the first country to start social prescribing.
Wow.
So doctors can prescribe art gallery visits to their patients. And
Yeah,
lots of other countries are following suit now.
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you're on the train. You're on the train, traveling first class, by the way, uh,
Oh, nice.
from Leeds from Leeds down to London,
Yeah.
and the steward brings you a mojito
Okay.
and a note from the wealthy Indian Family Foundation,
Okay.
Taj Mahal. They'd like to challenge you
Yeah.
during the course of your year of research. They'd like you to limit your musical listening to one very specific type of music, to the exclusion of all else. If you had to do that, what type or genre of music would you focus on?
Um, it's difficult because I like different genres of music. I would say I would say Afrobeat. So I love like Afrobeat vibes and music because it's very upbeat, keeps you awake. Because research can be boring.
Brilliant.
There's beat and
Afrobeat.
music. Yeah, yeah.
Afrobeat's great. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic. Excellent. Now you arrive in London,
Um,
and a group of young artists, young emerging artists, have
yeah.
been asked to welcome you and help you settle in. You've been given a loft apartment in Floral Street overlooking Covent Garden.
Okay. I love Covent Garden, by the way. Yeah, yeah.
Um, they say, right, we're going to come back later and we're going to take you out to a dance performance,
Okay.
and then we're going out to dinner.
Okay.
So you can relax, unpack, make yourself at home, and they come back and they're going to take you to a dance performance. Now, this is where the magic wand and the time machine come in, okay? Because I can take you and put on the stage in front of you any dance-based performance you like. It could be a historical performance, it could be any dancer, living or not, any dance style or any dance group. If you could do that, what would you like to see?
Um, let me think. I've always been a big fan of belly dancing, like Middle Eastern belly dancing. I find it very like it's very it's like very socially inclusive, gets people moving. It's very vibrant, joyful, full of laughs. So and when I went to Abu Dhabi, we did see a belly dancing session. It was really fun. So I would definitely say belly dancing, Middle Eastern belly
Isn't
dancing.
it isn't it funny that it's more about hips than belly, but it's still called
Yeah, yeah,
should
yeah.
be called
Yeah.
hippie dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so in our fantasy world here, it just so happens that the World Championships of belly dancing are happening in London, the South Bank. So that's where you're going. Okay.
Okay. Is it
Um,
South Bank, you said? In
yeah,
the South
Festival
Bank, yeah.
Hall.
Yeah,
Festival
yeah,
Hall, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Understood.
Okay, so you've loved the show, and your newfound friends are taking you out to dinner, and you can choose the cuisine.
Okay.
Where are we going? What country's food would you enjoy at a restaurant?
Thai, Thai, hands
Thai,
down.
a
Thai
really
food.
good Thai green curry all the way. Yeah,
All the way.
excellent. I love it. Um, excellent. Now we're going to buzz again. We're going to
Mhm.
fly somewhere else outside the
Okay.
UK. Where are we going?
I would say because there's no point of flying outside of continental Europe. So I would say we're going to Italy.
Nice. Florence, Venice, Rome.
Yeah.
Which of those would you like to go to?
Hmm. It's hard. I would say Venice. Yeah,
Lovely. Have you been?
I've been to Venice, yeah.
Yes. I loved it. Fantastic.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we're in Venice. Now it's sport day in Italy,
Okay.
and we had breakdancing in the Olympics last year. So some sports are considered performance art.
Mhm.
So you get to go to a sporting event and you can choose any sport to watch or take part in if you wish. What would you like to do?
Um, Not really, to be honest, I'm not really a sports person, but I like dance. But let me just think, what would I enjoy? I don't mind tennis.
Okay.
I don't mind tennis. I'm not a sports person, but I feel like tennis can be engaging and it's fun to play as well. So
Yeah. So that begs a further question.
mhm.
Do you want to sit on the net so that you're doing this all day, or do you want to sit behind the players?
Behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be better, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Out with a well, the Italian Open is on while you're there, and all the stars are there. So that's great. Excellent. Now we're going to buzz again. Where are we going next in our introductory week?
We're going to we're going to Paris. And I'll tell you why, if you ask me. I don't want to jump the
Hey,
gun.
why Paris?
Well, so I've always felt like art is not just about painting. I believe that art is in every part of life. So for instance, even the me wearing this top, someone first drew it. They have to have that ability to draw, and then it's actualized into a top. The same thing with a car. It was drawn, then it was created. So sometimes, so like when I work with artists, I let them understand that you don't have to say, okay, you're an artist, it's just a hobby. Let me find a job as an administrator whilst I do this as my hobby. You can still look for jobs that engages that creative skill. So, for instance, graphic designers, a lot of them they are artistic. So the job listings will say we need someone who comes from artistic background who can draw, who can conceptualize. So I have the concept, but I can't draw. They can bring that to life, and that's what an artist does. Um, and so I feel that because Paris is like the fashion capital of the world with a lot of big brands, well, one of the fashion capitals, um, they have a lot of sort of designers, and designing is drawing. And so I feel that when we're talking about art, it's not just about painting, it's about the other sides of art. So graphic designing and designing. And so I feel like going to Paris will help with that. Yeah.
That's a facet. I've never thought of it in that way. That's so clever because obviously we're all in our world, we're all championing the importance of the arts right across the spectrum, literary arts, visual arts, performance art. It's really interesting if you were to take away artistic capability,
Everything is gone.
it's gone.
The top, the house.
Yeah,
How,
everything has
you have to
been,
draw the house.
yeah, everything that you can see or touch
Urban designers, urban
that's not
designers,
that's
yeah,
man-made,
was
uh,
conceptualized and
was
then drawn
conceptualized
and
and
then
designed. And
yes,
yeah, that's a
yes,
really interesting one because I often think that on Saint Cecilia Day in November, we should have a no music day just to remind us how important it is. Trying not to listen to any music all day,
yeah,
and see how well you get on.
yeah,
Art and design and
yeah,
creativity is part of that process. It's really,
everything.
yeah. You can't have look at Apple products, for example.
It was drawn
Yeah,
before
it
they,
was designed. It had,
yeah,
and it's interesting that some products are beautiful to look at, despite the fact that they are functional rather than,
yes, cars,
yeah, so yeah, cars, perfect example,
yeah,
or Harley Davidson motorcycles,
yeah.
or beautiful boats.
Boats. They were drawn before they were. So that's what I tried to teach artists who were like, oh, there's no jobs in the arts. But I'm like, there are jobs that need people that are creative. So there's a way you package yourself, or you
Yeah,
can get some experience and then go for those jobs whilst you're also pursuing exhibitions and commissions because you're still engaging the creative side of your brain, which
yeah,
not everyone has. So someone who's a mathematician, if you're like, okay, we want to, develop a new range of Mercedes Benz and we need a concept, a new design, it's going to be someone who does not have that creative skill. They can only come in towards the end of the process once you've designed it. And, okay, how do we make this function? So basically saying that people that are designers by nature or they're created by nature, particularly in the visual arts, there was a huge need for them. Everything was drawn first, from our clothes to our houses to our
Mm,
sofas. Everything was first drawn. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, there are some notable design classics, aren't there, out
Mm.
there? So the Underground Map, okay, design
Mm.
classic, really. The Volkswagen Beetle, absolute. Someone that those were conceptualized and then brought to life visually.
Visually, and that's what artists do. They
Yeah,
bring so other people can think in their head. So why do people pay for graphic designers? Oh, I need a logo. I have this. This is my business idea. And they're like, all right, here you go. And
yeah,
so it's just letting artists know that they are needed.
yeah. And even with the march of AI now,
Yeah, because
it
AI is trying to replace that, but even then, it's
well,
not.
it's AI image manipulation using AI. All it's doing is looking at what real people did.
Oh yes, yes,
You know,
machine learning.
yeah, it's learning what has already been done. So you could argue that whilst and you could produce an image in AI and it would be unique because that's just random pixels.
Yeah,
It it is drawing on existing creativity.
right.
It's not creating
Yeah.
creativity. So it's not being original. There's a lovely Buddhist concept called Shoshan, which suggests that you should approach subjects with the mind of a child because it broadens your options. If you approach a subject as an expert, you're there,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
it's
true.
yeah, it's really and the same is true. So a computer
Yeah.
can't dumb itself down. It will do the best it can based on the instructions it's been given, but it won't involuntarily become stupid, okay, or
Yeah,
naive,
yeah,
childlike. We can.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. We
yeah,
digress. Love it.
yeah.
Love it.
And just very quickly, even when you look at sort of urban design, when you're on the plane and you look down on the topography. So most urban designers, what they do is that they will like have a city plan, and then they'll draw where the houses go, where the roads go. Someone drew that.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
we walk
after
through
the
it.
Great Fire of London,
Yeah.
in the 17th century, the whole pretty much whole of the city of London had to be replanned. And that was really interesting because Christopher Wren, who designed St. Paul's Cathedral, laid out a plan for London which would have had it looking like Manhattan, you know,
Mhm.
like this,
Yeah, yeah,
streets and um,
yeah,
yeah, and but it ended up being a rather more organic thing,
yeah.
which I think was probably best. Anyway, let's carry on with that. Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Um, Now you're in Paris, and there's a new digitally enhanced art gallery in
Okay,
Paris, in which you can put on a virtual reality headset and
okay,
step into the work of a famous artist. It becomes three-dimensional. It's 360 degrees. It could be animated. There might be sound. And you can see in 3 dimensions what the artist couldn't show us in two.
okay.
Which famous artist's work would you like to step into?
Okay, let me think. Mm. Does this include traveling exhibitions?
Yeah, anything you like. It's your
Okay,
fantasy year.
okay, okay. So in terms of the technology, could it be sort of classic artwork, or is it just modern day artists that you want
No,
me?
anything.
Okay,
Anyone you like.
okay, okay. So in this imaginary world, there'll be a traveling exhibition of, is it Van Gogh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Van
yeah,
Gogh,
yeah. Van Gogh.
Vincent.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. To look into his world and
Yeah. I'm going to show For those people who are not aware of the styles, they're lovely blue and yellow swirls. I'm going to just share my screen a moment. There we go. There's Vincent.
Yeah.
Died a pauper.
Wow. Wow.
Starry Night. There we go. Oh. Yeah, you see, we said about the picture hook. What is it about certain pieces of art? You could look at that or something similar to that, and you'd know it was Vincent van Gogh.
Yeah.
Because of the patterns and the
Yeah.
swirling. That's a classic picture hook. Excellent. Okay, so you've immersed yourself. You've walked around that town in
Yeah.
Starry Night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Now I'm going to whisk you off to New York,
Okay.
and I'm coming with you. Okay,
Okay.
we're going to go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we're going to do something different each evening.
Okay.
Between us, we can choose what it is. Now, on Monday, and don't forget, I have a time machine and a magic wand. On
Yeah.
Monday, I'm going to take you back to a concert that you'd love to experience again, that
Okay.
you've been to. Or it could be one that you missed and would love to go. Or it could be a concert by a musician or band who you can no longer see live.
Okay.
Where's the magic wand taking us?
Okay. Um, in New York, so it has to be in New York.
It is in New York, but it can
Okay.
be. We can go back in time. We can
Okay. Okay.
travel. You know,
Oh, this is gonna sound really, really sentimental and a bit emotional. So one that I missed, I would say Michael Jackson, the O2 concert. It never happened, did it? Because I think he died.
that's right. There's a great documentary called "This Is It,"
Lots of yeah.
which was him getting ready for that tour. I saw him at Wembley in '84.
Did you? I really
Yeah.
liked Michael because I felt like his music just really resonated. Like, doesn't matter if you're back or dun, dun. I just loved it. I love
Yeah.
Michael.
Oh, the king. For all his faults, he was the king of pop.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
my missed opportunity was Bob Marley. I could have gone to
Okay.
Bob Marley in the late '70s, and I didn't, and I should
Oh.
have done. Okay, Tuesday night we're going to the theatre,
Okay.
and Broadway is on our doorstep. But you can
Okay.
choose any theatre play. You could have some Shakespeare or anything you like. What would you enjoy watching?
Annie.
Annie. Love it. You've covered Wednesday as well, because Wednesday is musical night. So
Okay.
we're going to have Annie.
I like Annie. I love the story of, women, the children that are, in care and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
the sun will
yeah,
come out tomorrow. There we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Excellent. Love that. You've covered Wednesday as well. Now, are you an opera fan?
No.
Then I'm going to take you to see Tosca by
Okay.
Puccini as your introduction to grand. Now, for Friday night, we're going to the movies. Okay,
Okay.
probably somewhere near Times Square, I should think. And I'd like you to think of a movie that you love that I
Okay.
may not have seen that you think I would enjoy.
Ooh. Bob Marley's, I forgot the name of the movie itself, but there was a movie about his life. I think you might have enjoyed that.
Legend, I think.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I did.
Oh, did you see
But
it? Yeah.
yeah, but I want to see it again. It's
Oh my God, how
lovely.
did I
That's brilliant,
know?
Ola. Now we're nearly there.
Okay.
But before I send you off on this tour, oh, by the way, you get a book deal out of it.
Yeah.
You get a TED Talk.
Okay.
You get to do a TV series on
Okay.
emerging artists,
Okay.
and you get to do a global university lecture tour
Okay.
afterwards. So this is going to keep you quite busy, and you become the go-to commentator on how to support emerging artists
Yeah.
so that they can pay
Make a
the
living.
bills,
Yeah.
basically. You've been given an OBE for your
Okay.
work supporting artists.
Artist,
So,
yeah.
and you're well on your way to the House of Lords as,
Mhm.
there we go.
I've
So,
actually visited the House of Lords before, but that's a different
did
topic.
you?
But yeah,
Yeah. They've
yeah,
actually, interestingly, we're in June 2025.
yeah.
The Lords have just thrown that AI bill back to the Commons because the government want to make it too easy for for AI companies to use art and music without paying copyright.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Elton John's up in arms, calling the government losers. Yeah, it's Annie Lennox. There's all sorts of people because they're you can take, you know, if somebody's created a painting or a piece of music, it in the UK law it has copyright. You
Yeah,
reuse it without
yeah,
permission.
without their
Yeah,
consent.
but AI in different countries doesn't have the same legislation,
Yeah,
so they could
yeah.
take an Adele track and turn it into another song without Adele knowing about it or
Knowing about it.
so. Yeah, it's interesting. So the House of Lords are doing a good job at the moment.
Mm.
So before I send you off on this wonderful year and all of the things that come out of it as well, I'm going to give you what I call the hero lunch. Okay.
Okay.
So I booked a Thai restaurant in New York and there's a mojito there as well. And you can invite any single person, one person to have a leisurely lunch with. Now, they can be anybody you like, and they will come, living or not, historical or not,
Mm.
famous or otherwise. But if you could sit down with anybody for 2 hour leisurely lunch to pick their brains and find out what makes them tick, who would you like to have lunch with?
Oh, this one is so difficult. Let me think. I don't know why it's coming because it never really comes to me like this name. It would be Tina Turner.
Oh, what a great lunch that would be.
Oh my God.
That would excuse the pun, but that would be simply the best lunch.
That's a good one.
Excellent. Okay, so that's your fantasy cultural year, Ola David. Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, that was actually really good. It was very immersive.
I
Had my
know.
mind traveling the world.
People often say to me, I've got to go and do my day job now, but I'm still in this fantasy cultural world. Thanks again for being one of our full members, Ola. As everyone knows, I think most people, we're entirely member funded as a community, so it's very much appreciated. Wherever this appears, there'll be a profile that we'll write about you, and it'll go on our website, on SoundCloud, on Spotify, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. And we'll promote it so that our other full members can get to know you a little bit better. This has been a delight, so thank you
Oh,
so
thank you
much.
so much, Mark. Thank you. Thank
It's,
you.
it's my pleasure. Please don't rush off, but for the time being, Ola, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.